Hey folks, Matthew Weiss here, weiss-sound.com and weissadvice.com. In this video, I want to be talking about some lo-fi techniques and really more some like lo-fi philosophy. But yeah, I do tutorials on all sorts of fun stuff like this over at weissadvice.com. So when you get a chance after you watch this video, go over there, check it out. I'm going to give you a little bit of a playback of this song here and then get into the substance. So this song is Castlevania. It's from an upcoming album that actually I'm putting out. It's called Dubtendo. It was composed and produced by my buddy Joe Lowry, co-produced, arranged, mixed by me, and that should be out. I think the first single's coming out in January, but I'll be keeping you guys posted here on this channel. But anyway, I decided I wanted to do a quick little video on lo-fi stuff because Waves just put out Retro Lo-Fi, which is a lo-fi plugin. I'm a huge fan of lo-fi styles of music. I always try to incorporate some kind of lo-fi energy into basically anything I do. I consider it part of my style, when appropriate, obviously. But I was demoing that plugin, and I'll tell you right now, like, I don't have an endorsement with Waves. I'm not for Waves. I'm not against Waves. There's some plugins that I really like. There's some plugins that I don't really care for, but I don't have any kind of dealings with them. I just wanted to try it out, and I liked it. It was cool. I'll pop it up for a second, and I'll solo up the drums and kind of show, you know, what you could do with it. So there's a lot of like little multi-modules here, but generally speaking with lo-fi, we're talking distortion, and we're talking noise. Those are basically the two major components, and then they threw in like a little space thing here, which I think was a smart idea, really convenient, and then a high pass and low pass filter on at the end. So if I wanted to do something like, you know, give it some kind of a weird crunchy energy, you know, here we've got this sort of like filtery convolution thing. There's a little ring modulator here that I can mess around with. That's pretty cool. I like it. There's a really aggressive compressor here that does fun things when it goes into one mode versus another. Can use it as an expander, can use it as a compressor. Like, it's a fun plugin. There's a lot of cool stuff that you can do with it. I think the most fun is this noise with this gate, because you can start doing like fun rhythmic stuff here. And all sorts of other things, dropouts, you know, tape wow, fun stuff like that. But ultimately, you know, it kind of got me into thinking, which is like, as fun as it can be to mess with this stuff in the box, and, you know, $30 for this plugin, I think, is really not bad at all. It's kind of, you know, if you've got $30 lying around, sure, like, there's a lot of use for that. But, you know, there's a lot of lo-fi philosophy that really is not about spending money on things to create sounds. It's kind of the opposite. It's more like doing unpredictable things with stuff that you have. So if you have, like, an old cassette player lying around, I have a cassette tape that I have wired up so I can bust something out to cassette. Or, you know, if you've got a microphone, you can start thinking outside the box. So I'm going to play an alternate approach to what I was messing around with. Now, this is not how it's going to show up on the record. I just wanted to try this as like a fun little experiment. But let's say that instead of having the drums sound like this, which is fairly clean, let's say I wanted them to be really affected and dirty. So I started messing around, and this is what I came up with. So that's one version. I came up with this one as an alternate. This one is yet another version. And then lastly, I did one other thing just to show that you really can just do a lot with sheer innovation. So what's going on here? What am I doing? Why do I have this metal bucket in the back of the shot? Well, 3 of these are this microphone that I'm using, speaking into, dropped into the metal bucket and positioned in different ways. And I'm going to take this high pass a little bit lower here. Let's do that so we just keep a little bit. I've got the bucket the mic just in the bucket facing the speaker, and I'm recording the output of the drums from my speakers, from my monitors. And you can't tell me that doesn't sound cool. Like all those, like that sort of lasery texture on the top end, that weird hollow comb filtered sound. Like it's got a very interesting sound. Does it sound good? Not at all. But that's the point of lo-fi, is it's not supposed to sound good, it's supposed to sound compelling. It's supposed to sound interesting. So this is the bucket, same idea, except for instead of having the mic capsule facing the speaker, I actually have the mic capsule turned around so it's facing the inside of the bucket. And then the last one I did here is the bucket turned so that the base of the bucket is facing the speaker and the open part of the bucket is actually facing away from the speaker. So instead of having it facing this way toward the speaker, it's actually this end of it. I keep saying bucket as if this is not a metal pot. That's got a cool, kind of weird, sort of filtery sound. Then I thought, you know, what could I do with literally just a microphone and my speakers? And I thought, oh, I do have a technique that can actually be really cool for that. So you might be wondering what's going on there. There's this like weird swelling and change of texture and tone in the high end. There's almost this like flanger-like quality. And what I'm doing is I'm actually holding the microphone and I'm moving it back and forth. And by changing the proximity of the microphone from the speaker, I'm creating a flange effect. It's sort of a fun little technique. There's ways you can like take a microphone on an XLR cord and you can swing it like a pendulum while you're recording something and it creates a natural flanging effect. It also does interesting stuff with like the dynamics and everything like that. So the point of all this isn't to show you like, oh, hey, you know, put your microphone in a bucket. It's more just to sort of inspire the idea that when you are thinking about how to create your effects, don't limit yourself to plugins that you necessarily have to buy. Most of those plugins are recycling things that you probably already have access to, and, you know, might be convenient, might be doing it in a different way, but at the end of the day, aren't particularly exciting. They're cool, they're fun, all right, but, you know, if you really want to have fun, stick a microphone in a bucket and then record the output of your speakers. And then once you've got that, once you have something where you like how the tone sort of gets along with things, like let's you know, pop these off for a second. Let's go through these. I like that one. Like that one too. I think I like the regular one better. I like the bass in the one where the pot is turned around backwards. So, you know, this is where we can start getting really inventive and you know, start having fun and kind of bringing things together. For example, I could take all of the snares from the one that the microphone is facing correctly, and I can paste them into the one where the bucket is blocking the sound. something like that, and come up with this really cool effect. Okay, there's another idea. Or maybe what I just need to do is go in here and start working on the actual tone of the bucket. I've already got a fair amount of compression on it, but, you know, maybe I want that low end to really extend a lot further. So, you know, maybe what I need to do is drop an EQ on here, take out some of the excess super sub, and then drop like a multi-band compressor on here. Extend the low end. You know, maybe contour the highs a little. And see how that blends with the record. You know, the idea is to kind of get something that just is enjoyable and fun for the listener first, and worry about the sound and all that kind of stuff second. You know, I could even trigger another snare or another kick behind this just to give it like a little bit more fullness, get rid of some of the like hollow quality to it, but keep all of that interesting metallic tone, especially like the lasery sounds that are happening in the top end. So I just wanted to show those ideas because I think that it'll get you thinking outside the box. Anyway, I think at this point now I'm going to start rambling if I don't wrap up. So if you dig this video, hit that like button. If you like what I'm doing here on this channel, hit subscribe with the bell notification so that you get notified. If you got any questions about anything that I've demonstrated or there's anything that you'd like to see, drop something in the comments section below. And lastly, we are musicians, sound is our instrument, and I will catch you next time. Oh, and don't forget to hop on over to weissadvice.com. All right, guys, take care.